how could you drink from a filthy puddle? Well, there is one way you can, actually. Patricia Compas-Markman joins me now to tell me how we can really get the most out of the filth we see on the streets. If I want to drink water that's dirty, I can, because you've come up with a way to do it. Tell us.
Yes. So at our company, Day One Response, we've created the Day One water bag, which is a family-size water treatment system that allows you, particularly in a natural disaster such as a flood, after a cholera outbreak, for displaced populations, to actually go to a river, a stream, even a wastewater-like puddle, treat the water on site, and then have a transport carrier.
And we're talking any kind of dirty water, so, you know, so diseased water, feces, urine, eggs on water, filth, that level, this can filter to drinkable water.
And unfortunately, I think that's a lot of the reality that's out there, is really, really nasty, contaminated wastewater-like conditions. This can do it.
Show us how it works. I mean, I see like this. What is this tube, and what is this? Is this the filter itself in there, or how?
Yeah.
How
So
does it work?
so it's a 10-liter system, or 2.5 gallons, and you collect water from a stream or a creek, fill it. Then you add a treatment packet that allows you to do just a chemical treatment. Mix it up. You got to agitate it, get that working, and then visually you can see the sediment, all that settling out, which contains all the bugs and the germs.
And what's this blue thing?
So this is the filter, or this is the tube that allows you to dispense the water. So once you're ready to drink, you actually dispense it, goes through a filter, and then you've got clean water. So you can have it at a household, you can transport it with you, share it with your neighbors, and really allow you to have water for a full day. So like a farmer can go out, have this, do their days of work, and still have water while he or she is going back to the household.
And I see it's easy to move around as well, because you have a little backpack contraption
Backpack
here.
straps, yes.
Yeah,
so really
that's awesome. So it becomes mobile that way. Is there anything that should not go into this bag that creates a problem with the system?
That's a good question. So it doesn't treat for salt water, it doesn't remove salt or really, really highly contaminated industrial type waste. But in an emergency, you're really concerned about the diarrheal diseases, and it does remove the bacteria and the viruses.
So why did you decide to come up with this?
Well, my background's in civil and environmental engineering, and I had the experience working in hill tribe communities in northern Thailand, and really saw the effects of what contaminated water means and what clean water means.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's let it sit for a few minutes, and then we'll have a drink and a toast and see how it goes. So
sounds good.
We're going to hand this off to Kelly, who will make sure that it's what did you call it?
Agitated. It's all mixed up.
in the right way, and then we'll continue talking. So let's just give this to Kelly.
All right. Thank you, Kelly.
So what kind of a response have you had to this?
So we primarily are working in the humanitarian industry with relief organizations, government agencies, so CARE International, International Medical Corps, Team Rubicon, World Vision, and it's been very positive. So really looking at how can we meet that immediate time of clean, when people have been removed from their households, really getting them water literally on day one. So pre-positioning before a typhoon in the Philippines, or the annual rain that affects communities in West Africa, where the Niger River overflows and compromises their water system.
So what's different about this bag and this technology? Because there are quite a lot of these kind of water filters. It's first it's dirty, now it's clean. Right. So what is new about
It's really the size and the way that we've taken everything and put it in one. So you can collect water from a creek or a stream. You can treat it with a P&G packet, you can transport it, and you can hygienically store it, so you can't recontaminate it. So we really try to make it as simple as possible, but allow relief organizations to bring in one system and not have to worry about all these other components.
So say I'm like in the middle of a war or something, and then I went to somewhere and I got some water, and now it's in this filter. How long can it last me in the bag?
So typically, again, it's about 10 liters, 2.5 gallons. Typically, that's a day's worth of water for a family of 4 or 5. And that's for.
But if I want to store it for a week, will it sustain it?
It can do that. We really recommend about a 24-hour time frame, but that's mainly because of the chlorine in there. But usually we've seen that families are consuming that. They're using 1 packet per day, so they really are using that on a daily basis, both for drinking and washing and bathing.
And how long does the water have to sit for and be agitated until it's drinkable?
So it's a 30-minute process, and that's again because it has chlorine. Agitate
Right.
it for 5 minutes, let it settle, and then just let it do
I've
its
never
job.
agitated water in my life before.
It's a pretty typical for large
I've
municipalities.
agitated other things,
Okay.
but not water. No, I'm
It's
just
fun.
teasing you. You're the scientist. But, and how did you get into this as an entrepreneur, as an innovator? You talked about your trip a little bit, but to make the jump to actually do a business around this, what has that experience been like?
It's been incredible. I again, coming from the civil engineering background, I didn't pursue thinking that I was going to start a business, but seeing the opportunity that the actual solution and innovation could bring to relief organizations, to people in the field, to those communities in West Africa, to the communities in the Philippines. Just really, I said, this is my passion, I really want to do it. And I've had a lot of great support, mentors, advisors that have really guided me through that process.
And they've drank a lot of water.
Yes, they have.
Yeah. What do you think is the one question each woman should ask herself?
That's a good question. I think for me, maybe the one question I ask myself a lot is really what is it that I really, really want to do? And I wasn't finding that. And when I traveled internationally and saw what was happening with other people, though we come from different locations, people who are really, really happy with what they have, but not the basic needs, I realized I wanted to be a part of that. So I think just figuring out your passion and pursuing that, but making sure you have a support system there to help you do that, but not to give up for that.
What is the one issue you think women in your part of the world are facing today?
I think it's maybe that there's a lot of opportunity. So I live in San Francisco, California. There's a lot of opportunity. So I think it's also figuring out what you want to do and focusing on that. And while you want to be for me, I want to be flexible, be able to pivot, do different things, focusing in, diving deep, and kind of jumping all in and doing it. I think that's allowed me to really pursue my goals and not get distracted from that.
And what's the best advice that you've ever received?
So actually, it's recently,
As yesterday.
from almost a couple of weeks ago, from a mentor of mine. She said, "Don't let the crazy in." And to me, kind of, I interpret that as being resilient and focused. There could be a lot of distractions, but if you have a goal and you want to pursue it, keep focused. And maybe there'll be a lot of people telling you it's not possible, or there are going to be a lot of challenges, and I've definitely faced those, but don't let the crazy in. So for me, that's be resilient, be focused, and build that system behind you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So we've got the day 1 water bag. We're ready to treat the water. We add 1 P&G packet, and now we're ready to mix it up. So you just agitate it, kind of like mixing a washing machine. And you do that for 5 minutes. And once you've done that, then you just let it settle. And visually, you can start to see the process working. All the sediment and everything settles to the bottom of the bag. And then once that process is done, you're ready to dispense the water through the filter. And you've got clean, purified water that you're ready to drink.
So it's 30 minutes later, and look what we have. Tell us.
Clean water from the water bag.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, let's try it. Perfect.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patricia Compas-Markman.
Thank you.
Keep doing the great work that you're doing.
Appreciate
Cheers.
it.
Cheers.
Mhm.